לא יודע. אני לא יודע, אני כרגע כמוך חטיגתי. טוב, זה שזה לא...
לא להתבייש במה.
אתם פותחים עונה? גמרו את החקירה, יסרקו את השטח.
בוא'נה, אתה לא בסדר, אתה צילמת בקבוק אחד יותר קודם, מתי אתה צריך לקרוא לי?
טוב. טוב. מה שאתה אומר? אני מבקש. רגע, כבר מותר לי.
בסדר, אז תחכה שם, זה הכל.
לא הבנתי מה אבל. אתם מתקרבים,
אולי ניכנס לחנות הזאת זה גם.
תתכופף רגע. לא, בתוך החנות. בתוך החנות. שומע. אם יש פעילויות.
وراح نتسيا ابو مصطفى تعال 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 مصطفى
אתה עובד פה? אתה עובד פה? אנחנו צריכים לבדוק עוד שנייה.
الصبوشي هذا مقعور دشرو مخزوق دشرو تتيجي العربية الكيف بنحملها هات يا حاج انتم متمزعوا من الرجال بالبحر ايوه خليه يروح ليش بس خليه
לפי התפתחות המשא ומתן, אנחנו ניזום מבצע בסדר גודל גדול בתל אביב שיקרא לממשלה לעשות את השינוי שיחסכו לנו את הצורך לחזור מחדש לפעילות. אנחנו בהחלט היינו שמחים מהשלושה חודשים שלנו לעניינים להתנהל כסדרה. הממשלה, אנחנו מבקשים מהממשלה ויחד עם זה להודיע שעד פתרון צדדי. זהו.
אז אתה לא...
אני מוכן בבקשה עם
הצדדים מסביב יודעים הרי שאותה עמדת הוגשה היא עמדת פתיחה כל כך מרחיקת לכת שמי שנוקט בה ייאלץ לוותר. עכשיו, ב-48, איפה הקונצנזוס האמיתי. ראינו אחרי קמפ דיוויד איפה הקונצנזוס האמיתי. והראינו לעם ישראל, לממשלת ישראל, איפה קמפ דיוויד. שם היה הקונצנזוס, אנחנו עדיין מייצגים אותו, ומי שאיננו עושה את זה, חוטא לחובה האזרחית שלו.
אז למה אתם לא מכניסים כמו מפלגה מדינית,
In the last 3 months after the Camp David conference, we chose to be quiet and not to be active, the Peace Now movement, because we felt that it was a question of delicate negotiation between Israel and Egypt, and we hoped that it was going to be added to our satisfaction. Today we see that there are problems and we are going to be active again and to demand from our government to make concessions. But here I want to emphasize one thing. We don't accept the Egyptian demands. We don't think that they are right and we have to give up in the question of Section 6 and in other sections about which there are discussions. What we think is that the main problem is not the discussions about Section 6 or other sections. We think that the problem is the discussion about the future of the West Bank. And that's why we are going to be active, because we want our government to declare that it is going to give up territories in the West Bank, and that when we signed the agreements in Camp David, we meant to a total agreement with all our neighbors and not only with Egypt. And we want the government to declare that they are not going to put new settlements in the West Bank and in Gaza Strip in the time of the negotiations about Gaza Strip. But I want to emphasize again, it doesn't mean that we think that in the specific argument today about these sections, we accept the Egyptian demands. We accept the fact that there is a linkage between the agreement with Egypt and the agreement about the West Bank, and we think that we have to say that we should want to finish it all in all our fronts and not only with the Egyptians.
What specifically are you going to do in order to get your point of view across to the public?
Well, we are going to have next week rallies in 12 places all over Israel, in which we hope thousands of our supporters will take part. And after it, we are going to call to a parade in Jerusalem on next Saturday, in which we'll call the government to do whatever it can to achieve peace and to lighten again the willingness to get peace in the hearts of the citizens of Israel. And to January, we intend, if nothing is going to be changed in Israel's position, we'll have one of our great, I don't know exactly what we'll do, but we'll try to get people the most we can take part in a parade or in a demonstration, a big demonstration in Tel Aviv.
Don't you think that by adopting this stand, that you are in fact undermining the government's negotiating position and inviting more pressure from outside and make Egypt even more intransigent than it is already?
No, we don't think so, because as I said, we don't say that we have to give up about the specific discussion which is taking place today. What we want to say, we want to avoid such development in which the government will have to give up any point to American ultimatums. And I want to stress in this occasion that we think that the way the United States government behave in this crisis, we don't accept it, and we think that it's not a way in which you treat a sovereign country. But But we think that Israel should decide today what it is ready to give up in the West Bank and in Gaza Strip, because we think that otherwise we are going to be forced to give back more than we can give today, and we are going to get something that will be less than peace in worse boundaries.
Sorry, does that mean that you exactly what kind of concessions are you after?
As we are not a party, we are not going to say exactly what concessions we are for, but we think that we have to give back territories in the West Bank, and I'm not going to say such quantity or other quantity, but a major part of the West Bank and Gaza Strip.
But now you're talking about giving back territories. That's different from an autonomy.
No, because also in the autonomy plan is something, you know, which is going to change after 5 years. The question is what will be the future, at last, the future of the area. And I think that you won't avoid foreign sovereignty on the West Bank. And I think that you have to say today, that's how you will be able to defend our security and to get the best terms in which we'll get peace.